Everybody, this is going to be my second vlog for the week, and today again I'm going to be going over a different 49cc. I wanted to stop and say thank you for watching the Burnout Bobby YouTube channel. Be doing today's video after work, and I'm going to be working on the blue, I call it like seafoam or Tiffany blue 49cc that the shop picked up. It's got a ton of stuff done, like you can see it on the bike, but the guy put a lot of different performance stuff on there. He put like Daytona belt, mech gears, different contra spring for the clutch, which in theory you think, oh, I'm going to slap on a bunch of performance parts and it's going to go faster, but like I said in the last video, it's about having the right combination. So you, just like any vehicle, like a car, yeah, I'll throw on the most expensive stuff I can find for it, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the fastest that it can be or perform the best that it can do. So I think that's probably why that bike's only doing 44. So me, I'm a big fan of a lot of the stock parts, like the clutch. Stock clutch is good, stock carb is good. All this stuff performs really well. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking off the old setup with the, I think he has the Pliny white contra spring. I'm going to be taking that off and putting on a stock contra, as well as getting rid of that Daytona belt. I'm not saying it's a bad belt, but it's probably not the best combo with having a mech gears. For those who don't know what the mech gears are, they're Honda Metropolitan gears. You put them in the Ruckus, and I believe it's like 11% more of a gear ratio, and the final drive gear is a little bit bigger as well. So with that being said, you get more top end, but then the bottom end is kind of giving up a little bit, so you got to play around with the weights to get it to where you want it. But then with the Daytona belt, it's an 8 off the top of my head, actually I can't remember, but the Daytona belt is a longer millimeter belt than the factory one, and that's supposed to help people that want to get to the top of the drive face variator, which is more than doable with the factory belt, and it still stays tight. It's just that the Daytona belt is just longer, got a little more slack, and again, might touch it in the bottom end a little bit. So you'd have to play with gears. So you're putting two things in there, and the bike feels like it's going, if you refer to it as a car, it feels like you're going from like first gear to fifth gear. It just goes and then that slow casual pickup. Not a fan of it. So I'm going to play with the weights in the variator, the belt, the clutch, try to put it all back to stock and see what the difference is. Like I said, yesterday I took it out, it did 44, it was like 43, 44, I'll just say 44, I'll round it up. And I didn't like it at all. Oh, school bus. Go to school! Get an education! Ride scooters! I could probably just slip around over here. Should I take it? to the shop, and I'm going to be, of course, working first. Gotta keep the boss man happy. And after that, we'll get on the get, see if I can get it dialed in. And we'll see if Felix wants the sauce, but I told him I would run him in that bike that I did in yesterday's video, that stock gut, versus the Tiffany blue one, or the seafoam one that I am working on today after work. He thinks that the seafoam one's gonna beat me, so we'll line up and have the slowest race of the week. Alright, I'll see you guys at the end of the day. Are you ready for the review? It's kind of like a review. Also going to be doing like a run over of is putting too much performance stuff on there too much. So it's going to be, there's going to be no like vlogging other than what I did this morning. What I'm going to be doing is kind of going over when it starts getting carried away, when you're just putting too much into the bike and you're thinking it's just going to, why am I not going as fast? I have all this performance stuff. It's about always having the right combination, and that's what I'm going to go over in today's video. First, let's go over this beautiful bike. Alright. So with this one, we have the 6-spoke wheels, hot lap exhaust, TRS radiator cover. It's got the decompression tube, the coolant reservoir, 12-inch stretch, little boy seat frame, frame caps, pegs, front set pegs, NCY gas tank cover painted with the blue. No ignition cover, has the factory. TRS stem neck, handlebar, Trailtech Vapor, add-on levers, LED bar, the RGS front end kit. Did the flush mount blinkers. Did the, I don't know if you can see it, the VTEC valve cover that we do. I think that is the baddest thing we make. I mean, we make a lot of good stuff, but I just really like that, being a Honda guy. TVR intake, low boy shock, TRS CVT cover, and then he just painted the clutch up cover and the drive face. He has the auto mount for the 49cc. It can go horizontal or vertical. It's got the R6 taillight. No seat cover yet. And then he did the, I don't know if you noticed, but with the add-on levers, they never have a brake switch there, so we made a billet switch housing that you can put on your add-on lever so that you can have a brake switch on this side and not only on the disc side. So with this bike, we picked it up a couple weeks ago, and we knew it had a lot of performance stuff. He did Met gears, Daytona belt, he did the Pliny variator, NCY CDI, he upgraded the spring in the clutch, he did a Pliny white spring, which I think is like 10% stiffer than OEM. So he had a lot of performance stuff done between the intake and the hot lap. So in theory you'd think, hey, I just threw all those parts on, this thing should be moving. It maxed out at 43 and it felt like a dog. Like, you'd hit it and it was like going in a car from like first gear to fifth gear. Just there might have been a little dramatic, but that's what it felt like. So what I did was, first I took the clutch off and I wanted to make sure that the pads were good. And I looked at the pads were fine. And then, like I said, he's got that white contra spring in there. I don't know if you can kind of see it right inside here. Well, with the white ones, like I said, they're like 10% stiffer. With that, the motor only makes 2 horsepower. When you're drawing 10% to engage the clutch, that's taking away some power that's needed. What I've seen with the clutch springs is that it helps out primarily with the mid-range. I don't see it as well with the top end when I played around with a bunch of them, the blue one from Pliny, the white one. And it also depends on the weight of the rider as well. I'm a pretty light rider. So I took that out. I put the OEM, I had another OEM clutch set up off a used motor. I put that one on there with the factory contra spring, and from, like I said, I think I was doing 43. So by switching that, I went from 43 to 45.3. So I gained I'll say a steady, just 2 miles per hour, just by putting in the factory contra spring with the clutch. So I was like, okay, that's good. Now I remembered he had the mech gears, so with having that Daytona melt with the mech gears, that Daytona belt is a longer belt. So if you had factory gears in there, the Daytona belt might be helpful for you. So I took that out. I put the factory Bando belt in, and when I had done that, I went from 45.3 to 47.1. So again, I gained another 2 miles per hour by putting the OEM clutch with the OEM spring in there, and then putting the OEM belt in. And again, this might have to deal with the combination that he has in there with the Metropolitan gears and everything. If it was a stock one, it might have worked so well. But now, I've already gained just about 4 miles per hour. So then the next step I did was took the weights he had out of there. I think he had 4-gram sliders, 4.5-gram sliders, and I put 5.5s in. And it's basically like I did in the last video with the 49cc I had. And with putting those 5.5-gram sliders in there, oh, you know what? I almost forgot something. The variator. So I looked at the Pliny variator. He did have 4-gram sliders in there, or 4.5s. But when I looked at the variator, I saw, you can see here, it didn't go, you see how that all that silver showing? That's all where the belt can still go up on the variator. It wasn't making it all the way. Now it's not going to be easy to tell, but if you were to run your finger along this, it stops right here. You can see how it kind of like wobbles when I'm doing it. And it's not from me pushing it too hard. There's a groove right there, and it goes all the way around. So with these variators, it uses that belt alongside of it, and it uses the ramp of this variator for the belt to work its way up. The further up it goes, the more mile per hour you're going to get. So with it stopping right here, it actually created a groove from all the combination of parts he had when he was going as slow as it was. It created a groove in that variator, and he's now not able to get past that point. So this is another 5 to 10 mile per hour right there that could be hit in that little section. So I put a brand new Pliny variator on it, and then did the 5.5 sliders. Took it out, made like 2 or 3 passes, and with doing that, I now hit 50.7 mile per hour. So it just goes to show you, it doesn't always have to be throwing the top of the top performance stuff in there all the time. It's about getting that right combination that's going to work for the bike and for the rider. For me being 160 pounds, those 5.5s are really doing it. They still have a really good pickup for me, and I'm able to get in the 50s. And as you've seen with the last 2 bikes that I've been playing around with, my buddy's bike I hit 50.2, and then this one, with just doing 3 things, I'm at 50.7, and took it from 43 miles per hour and gained 7 miles per hour. And I could still play around with it some more. I could probably get up into the low to mid 50s if I want to really fine tune it. But right now I'm happy with that. The 50s is fine. I really don't need to go faster. It's 49cc. Just like what I was saying earlier, you don't have to put everything that's performance on there and then hope for the best. It's all about finding the right combination and tuning it right for you and your environment, your weight. And that's what we do at the shop here. We try to help you out with the phone calls and the tech support and everything like that. The owner, he's been real helpful with us, with teaching us the right combinations and everything like that, and passing along his knowledge to us. And now we can pass it on to you guys when you call the shop and have the questions for everything like that. And you know, we love helping you guys, and we like hearing the good reviews we get. You know, and oh man, you guys got my bike running back again. You know, it makes us feel good because we're in it for the love of the game. You know, we're not here to be like these other companies out there, you know, not answering phone calls or helping out. So I just want to say thank you to all the guys that have been customers, and consistent customers, whether it's Ruckus, Grom, 49cc, GY6, whatever the case may be. I hope this video helped you out. It wasn't a long one. I didn't have a lot of entertaining stuff go on, but I just want to show you that, like I've said probably about 5 or 6 times, you don't have to throw all the performance stuff on there and expect for the best. It's about finding that combination that works for you. Alright, so be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to keep doing more of these videos on how-tos and going over certain things, because I really don't see a lot of stuff like this out there on the social media or YouTube. There's not a lot of content on it. There it is. So there's my second video for the week, Sash. Now on to next week's video. I think for next week's video, I'm going to be doing something to my motor and seeing if I can help out with the mile per hour. I know I have a lot done to it, but there's nothing internally, and I'm going to go ahead and do something internally. I didn't want to, but I think it's time. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.